Want to get a brewski?
Blank foot. Yeah, I'll have another one too. Yeah, Joey Cola worked at Dan's Bakery. It was a giant factory for making bread and rolls and all kinds of shit. I worked there for a little while. My own Uncle Tony, you know Uncle Tony.
Yeah, best
he had to
guy
fire me. He had to fire me.
Oh, no.
So bad at working. I didn't want to work. I was terrible at it. I would be sleeping and I wouldn't sweep. I was really yeah. And then he goes, this is so, because I was just clueless. I guess I was 17 or whatever the fuck. And I was supposed to be sweeping up. So
17,
yeah,
you don't get the idea of sweeping.
I pretty much went under a desk like George Costanza and just kind of crapped out, went to sleep. And my Uncle Tony found me and he's like, and punch out, go home. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I win.
And I get home and my mom's like, so Tony had to fire you? And I was like, no, he just sent me home. I didn't even realize I was fired. I was so happy I was going home because my Uncle Tony knew I must have been tired if I was going to sleep. And I probably should just go home and go to sleep. But I didn't have a clue I was fired.
Thought it was one of those no-show mafia things.
Yeah.
You just like
no show and no work. What is this? I'll sit in a chair. I'll go to sleep. Whatever it takes. Yeah. But Joey Cola was apparently a good employee. And he worked at the same place for my uncle and didn't fall.
What was your uncle's role there?
He was the boss. He was like the supervisor. He didn't own the place, but he was a supervisor. And I'll tell you, I worked there 17 years old. He was already working there for a while. He just retired from that fucking job.
Wow.
A couple of years ago in his 70s. Yeah. From the same fucking place. How many jobs have I been through? And how many? It's astounding the commitment.
That's a different
loyalty.
generation.
Exactly. It's a different fucking generation. I don't even know what that is.
Grit,
I can't fathom
mobility,
that.
like
Dedication.
We just go
and pride.
I don't like this anymore.
Yeah. Fuck that. I'm gone.
Also, I don't quit. I've only ever been fired.
Yes.
And how do you not get fired?
How do you not get fired? I have been saying that.
You didn't
for
pretend
years.
the mayor was dead once?
Nothing like that?
You didn't tell anyone to fuck in any churches ever?
Yeah. You didn't have sex on the desk?
you just
something
kept making the bread every day, feeding all of Long Island.
Before I was fired, we had a bunch of people come over. I was working a Saturday night, overnights, and you just got to pretty much watch the machines so they don't fuck up. They're pumping out. Like you get a roll, like what you get. Give me 2 eggs over easy, bacon, cheese on a roll. Those rolls are called Kaiser rolls, the ones with the little swirly thing at the top and the seeds in it. You watch those being made. It's pretty fucking fascinating. Yeah. There's a little plastic butt plug that just goes and puts that thing in it that gives it that distinctive spirally thing. And it's happening to thousands of these things at a time. And they're going into these, ovens that would make the Nazis proud. Giant hot ovens with conveyor belts and
a level of output even Nick Fuentes would have to
respect
is in the millions.
Yes, yeah. Do you know the roll holocaust that was going on at that bakery every day? 6 million Kaiser rolls. And by the way, Kaiser rolls, get it?
Yeah, revenge.
Kaiser, where'd that come from?
Revenge.
It's all connected, people. It's all connected. Yeah, it was.
I wonder what his pension is.
I have no idea, but he was there forever. It should be
1787.
It should just be give fucking whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever amount of money. Pick a number.
Actually, you know what? If you want to go buy something, just call me.
Yeah.
And I'll call the place.
I'll pay for it.
And if it's a car dealership.
And I don't even care.
Boat place.
Buy shit every day.
Just call us and we'll buy it.
We'll buy it for you.
Don't go John Entwistle on me. Well, we'll handle most normal costs.
Yeah, my friends showed up one night when I was working a Saturday and came in and just started this giant dough fight. Just running around, grabbing the rolls off the conveyor belt and heaving them at each other. It was a disaster.
Oh, no.
Shit all over the place, rolls, dough, and I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I had left, I guess. I hated work. I still do.
Still do.
Still do.
Still do.
Hence this very program.
The talking job.
Why would I not like a talking
Job is to talk about why I hate work.
See, I never knew way back then when I was fired. I'd later tell that story.
Yeah.
On
And be
my
paid.
Job.
Your job
Right.
would be talking about that terrible
Talking
job.
about an awful job I didn't want to do. Yeah, I never thought that back then, but
We had so many great scams. There was this,
Scams.
I've told this story 100 times, but from my very first job, which was Sonny's gas station in Canada, Ontario in 1984.
how many liters?
We well, that's actually what one of the scams was.
Oh,
So people come in to fill the propane tanks, and sometimes their propane tanks are 80% full.
Oh.
They've got a big barbecue. They want to
Right,
make sure everything's
top it
perfect.
off.
The guy's anal, so he's like, "Hey, let's make sure this is perfect." And you're like, "Okay, it's full." So you don't write that down. You make a little note, maybe draw a little square that means 25%. Now you do those 4 times. Now you write 1 down, but you've been getting the $20 fill each time.
yeah.
So you give the gas station
All you got to
20,
do is the one fill.
you keep 60 of the 20, 40, 60, 80.
Wow.
So now you got $60. Your minimum wage back then was $3.50.
And the meters all jibe with
Everything's
everything,
fine.
'cause It's just
it's kind of weird that every single person who came to you had a 100% empty propane tank.
hey.
But
How do you question that?
chick who was our boss, she was an ex-fat person.
A chick.
Who, yeah. So we're already in the good there.
Yeah, yeah.
She
easy
she
to-
once told me that she was praying to God to lose weight. She looked pretty good, and the bed started shaking. God shook the bed.
Oh.
At that point, I knew, like, I'm dealing with a retard.
Yeah, yeah. You could get away with murder. Yeah, yeah.
I did that forever until I wrote on the timesheet I had to do 2 people's shifts because the guy didn't show. I wrote 16 fucking hours. Got fired for that because you don't like fucking on it.
For just put 16 fucking hours.
I could have maybe underlined it and put an exclamation mark.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next job we went to, it was called the Herb and Spice. We called it the Herb and Heist because you would stock all the shelves and then you'd have the boxes that you got the vegetables in. You'd put the garbage in there and then take the boxes to the dumpster at the end of the night. What we do is we would take those boxes, go shopping, fill them with groceries. We were vegetarians at the time, so we had like vegan tofu ice cream and everything. And then you'd put garbage on the top. So you had stolen groceries and then garbage.
Yeah.
And then we'd take that to our cars to go take them to the dumpster because the dumpster's full, and then fill up our fucking houses with. We ate like kings.
Wow.
We lived in these punk houses with like 5 guys like in one tiny house, and we would all eat whatever.
You
we
didn't
wanted.
know that it was missing? It was kind of.
Well, there was this one guy, Andy, who was like a hammer skin. He was a communist skinhead weirdo. He was really into communism, and he was about the working class.
Yeah, yeah.
He was always busting his ass. Meanwhile, I would sit in the freezer with like ski gear on, and then just make people sundaes. So people would come in and they'd be like, "I've got my hood on like this. I've been in there for 6 hours."
Jesus.
And I'm just like, "What we have for you?" So that's a peanut butter parfait, but there's chocolate sprinkles halfway through.
Ooh.
So see if you tell me what you think of that one. Just coming up with dessert recipes.
As you're freezing.
Frozen, yeah, like
that
with ice
doesn't,
hanging off my nose.
that doesn't sound fun.
And it was great.
Oh,
It was warm as toast. It's Canada, so we have the gear.
Okay.
We have the parkas.
That is true. It is Canada.
But I saw that owner on the street years later. So now we're like 18, and he goes, "Gavin, if you ever want to come back to the shop, we loved having you. You're a hard worker, and you did a great job." I found out Andy was stealing because the inventory wasn't adding up, so I fucking fired his ass. And Andy was the only guy who wasn't.
Fucking.
He was so honest and so diligent
Wow.
that it made him look guilty, and that got him turfed.
Holy shit.
You know what we did? When we left, we handed it over to the next generation. And we're like, "Here's the deal. You steal
You gave them the
groceries." Yeah.
scam.
And you put the garbage on top.
That's nice of you.
And they got caught in like a day.
Kids. they
How
don't know
many
how to
times have
steal.
you handed the torch to someone
Yeah.
and they drop it on the ground?
Up and it bursts into flames?